to the show.
Da-da-da-da. Happy Wednesday.
It's DTV day.
It is DTV day, the long-awaited DTV day.
Yes, we have been getting so many questions about this, especially since we did DTF. Was that last week we did DTF?
Yes.
And everybody was like,
or was it week before last?
Maybe. It was recently, and everybody was like, show me the DTV. I want to see. So DTV is the direct to vinyl. And we were doing direct to film printing, which we're going to show you guys. We're going to show you what we've discovered, what we think. There's lots. I was surprised. You guys, I think everyone else is going to be as equally surprised as I was.
Yeah.
I mean, don't you think? We had weird results.
So we did have weird results. Do I still love DTV? Yes. The feel of it,
too.
chef's kiss.
Yeah, it's high quality.
It was, I don't know. Like, we still have a lot of testing to do.
Yeah, we do.
If nothing else, we have brought you all the don'ts today.
Yes. And
all of the don'ts.
We were trying to, we know how it works and like what you're supposed to do, but we kind of wanted to test out and see, like, we wanted to push the limits a little bit and see like, okay, what if we don't do it that way? What if we wash it sooner? What if we, different things?
That was the thing, is we wanted to, we tried and we did succeed with the fails. So that you all don't make those fails, so that we've brought you all the fails, things not to do when it comes to DTV. Yeah. And so I think that, listen, as far as the feel of this, like I said a while ago, I don't think you could get anything better. We'll show you the vinyl and DTV side by side, printable vinyl and the DTV side by side. Yeah. And it's great.
Yeah, and it's really great for people who don't have the sublimation equipment or like the printer.
Right.
It's really good if you've already got an inkjet printer. Like, this is such a good way, especially if you can get it down to like a perfect science. You're going to be able to use this and make really good high quality projects. Like, these look like t-shirts you buy at the store.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Or things you can buy at the store. The project we're doing today is actually not a t-shirt. It's like a canvas banner, which is really cute. But we did test it on a t-shirt and a flour sack towel.
Yep.
And we brought the DTF wash test.
Oh yeah, we did.
So if y'all were at the DTF, which is the direct to film where we did the powder, we washed that shirt. So and honestly, I'm impressed with it. So
I'm super impressed with it.
We'll be able to show you guys all of that. So
I don't know what I'm doing to your computer. I was just trying to see how many people we have with us today.
I have a lot of boxes that it's scooted over. Let me scooch our little screen over. We've got 94 right now.
Okay.
Awesome. Yeah.
So if you don't know what DTV is, let's do a quick rundown on the Siser. It's actually the Siser brand. It is their direct to vinyl printing. So what you're doing is you're taking an inkjet printer, just like you would with your printable vinyl, and you're printing on that DTV. Yeah. The difference is the DTV is a whole lot thinner.
Yes.
It's a lot stretchier. It is
softer.
A lot softer.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be rated up to from 20 to 25 washes. So it's some good stuff. And we're going to be continuing our DTV journey. Y'all, this stuff is it came out not too long ago. Yeah. I know all of the craft community is going crazy over the DTV right now.
It's the hot ticket
It's the hot ticket item for sure.
Yeah, and even it's sold out on 143 vinyl and I ordered it whenever we did the DTF video. I ordered it on the live and I got like 6 sheets. I was like, that's plenty. But not knowing us, knowing that we test everything 1,000 times. And so we actually found a place to order it, which I linked everything below for you guys. I linked the 143 vinyl because we love them so much. But I actually emailed, I want to say her name was Courtney. She was super nice. But she told me they're almost going to have it in stock, like, I don't know. She said soon.
Their shipment was coming in.
Yeah.
They had
said
reordered
pretty soon. So that'll be back in stock there. There is a link for US Cutter. If you don't have your hands on this yet, the link is there so you guys can actually purchase them. I would purchase it now.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you know, when things like catch wind and everybody's like, I
gotta have it out. I gotta have it out.
That's DTV right now.
Right now.
So.
We did have a friend ask us if we had to mirror DTV, and you don't mirror DTV.
Nope.
You do have to use a heat transfer masking tape if you are using smaller cuts.
Yeah.
They recommend using the Siser TTD, which we never could find the...
I found some on Amazon.
Okay, but did you figure out what the TTD stood for?
No.
Okay.
If you guys know what TTD stands for, tell me.
We've been literally researching all morning.
Yeah. And I like
first
to know,
of all, my brain is not working. Can I just be the first to say?
Or ears.
My ears and brain are not working. Y'all are in a tunnel right now. So trying to get that taken care of. So
we're making it though.
We're making it. But yeah, you have to use, we have not used the TTD. We just used a heat transfer masking tape that we had here.
Yeah.
And
it worked fine.
And it worked great.
Yeah.
I had no problem with it.
I'm trying to think. I ordered that from 143 Vinyl, I'm pretty sure. I can't remember exactly. But that's our little hack because, you know, whenever Lauren first started doing it and you were cutting, she's cutting like a wreath design and it was the edges were curling up. And we were like, what if we just put transfer vinyl on top of it before we cut it?
Yeah, so that's another hack that I'll show you guys. I don't know if I'm going to be able to cut it on... I might can cut it. I might can try to finagle the print and cut and be able to do one small portion of it.
Yeah.
And show you guys. But the only thing with the DTV that I ran into is because it's such a thin material. If you are doing intricate cuts, it's a little harder to get those intricate cuts. So that's why we were adding the heat mask vinyl or the heat transfer tape on top of it and then cutting it at a different setting. We did a TikTok about it, but I'll go through the process today too.
Yeah.
Let's see.
These are with inkjet printers,
These
you guys.
are with a regular inkjet printer, not a sub printer. Somebody asked if it would work with printers that take toner. If you're talking about a laser printer that just has that black powder toner, I don't think it would work with that. We've not tested.
The reason I think it wouldn't work is because when you print with a laser printer, it's printing a powder. So like that laser print is like a powder. You can't see it. Like we can't know that's what it is.
Right.
But I just don't know that I would trust that for one through a wash. Like I feel like it's gonna wash on everything. I don't know. You can try. I mean, if you have a laser printer and you have DTV, like try it on an old shirt or something just to get a feel for it. Let us know. Let us know your results. We haven't tried. We have an inkjet printer. Or I'm sorry, we have a laser printer, but
we just don't have the extra sheets of DTV right now.
Yeah, we're waiting on more DTV to come in. So, but yeah, it is. DTV is direct to vinyl. That's what it means.
So if you are new to Makers Gonna Learn, we'll do our quick little spiel. I see that Sadie dropped us the link. Yeah. If you want to join our community, the files that we're going to be using are Makers Gonna Learn files. We are still running our half off sale for 1 month. So if you all weren't around, monthly members now get all of the perks of our yearly members, except for the yearly members still get a really good, really nice discount and a ticket to our yearly member summit. So if you are new to our community but want to join our community, we would absolutely love to have you. You can join today for $9.99 and then $19.99 for every month thereafter.
It's a really good deal.
It's such a good deal for the cut files that we're coming out with and releasing.
Yeah, 1,000
a month.
1,000 files a month, and we're getting new fonts every month too. So
TTV, not TTD.
No, it is TTD. It is TTD.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, that's why, because I was like, what is D? Because if it was V, I'd be
transfer
like...
tape
for vinyl.
That makes total sense.
Pam, that makes sense.
Smart cookie. Makes sense.
But it's TTD as in dog. So y'all, if you do any research and you find that, please let us know. Yeah. Because I'm very curious.
Ty also made a good point. Laser printers heats it up to melt the powder onto the surface.
Yeah, that's very
true. I don't think it probably wouldn't work for that vinyl.
Right. Let's see. TTD heat transfer tape or TTD is a clear mask formulated for the correct. Yes. So we know that that's what it's for.
We know what it's for, but we want to know what the acronym is.
Yeah.
Transfer tape for what?
So
What's the
whenever you go to order the Siser EasyColor HTV, which is what we're using today, it's going to recommend that you use the Siser TTD, but it doesn't say what it means. So
Yeah.
that's what we're confused about. Anyways,
so
you want to
if
get started?
you all want to go ahead and hop over, we can go ahead and get started.
And this little project, I know we like just threw this together. Actually, the one that's hanging there was hanging on my desk. I made it forever ago.
Yeah,
with printable
that one
HTV.
was done forever ago. Let me fix my mic. I feel like it just curled in. So this is the tea towel that I did last week, and actually I should have brought in that fall one.
Oh, let me go get it.
Run and get that one.
Yeah, because it looks good.
Yeah, that one was the one that we did. Let's go overhead. We're gonna talk about our first don't, guys. Thermal transfer for digital. Or this one says thermal transfer for decal. Okay. Both of those. So here is our first, this is our side-by-side comparison. This is with the printable vinyl. This is with the DTV, okay? First know that you are not gonna wanna do, guys. You must wait 24 hours before you wash this material. Let me say that again. You must wait 24 hours after you wash your material. Because guess what happens if you don't wait 24 hours? It'll stick.
It just came right off.
So we know that the care instructions say wait 24 hours. But once again, we were wanting to test it so that we'd tell you guys what not to do. Mm-hmm. So this is the colors. Perfect.
Gorgeous.
The colors stayed beautifully.
Yeah.
I am obsessed with the colors. As you can see, the colors on this vinyl, the vinyl wrinkled up and it kind of washed out. The colors on the DTV, awesome.
Looks so good.
We washed it before the 24-hour mark.
Yeah.
So the bottom part stuck. And it's still, let's stretch this bottom part. This bottom part, it's there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And how hard
much
do you really
stretch that has.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's insane.
And it doesn't separate or anything.
No, but because we, like I said, washed before 24 hours, it come off.
Lindsay's asking about using sublimation files with an inkjet printer, which sublimation files are PNG files. So if you have a PNG, you can print it anywhere.
Yeah.
It's not just for sublimation. Sublimation files are PNG files, but PNG files are like everything.
So think of PNG files, the way that I keep it separate in my head is a PNG file, and I don't know the correct acronym, but I see P as in picture.
Yes.
It's a picture graphic.
Like a printable.
Printable.
Is what I think. P is in printable.
So it doesn't matter. Would it stick back down if you pressed it again? Kathy, we're going to try that later.
Yeah,
we're going to try it here in a minute. But the PNG is basically like a picture that's already been set up, ready for you to print. Mm-hmm. That's where you get your stickers. You can print any of those. It doesn't matter if it's on a sub printer, if it's a laser printer, now laser printers are going to print black, inkjet printer. PNGs are going to print how they are.
Yep.
Printable network graphic, PNG, yes. So the difference is, what was the question?
She was asking, can you use sublimation files on this using an inkjet printer?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Yeah. It doesn't have to be, it's not, if it says sublimation files, guys, a lot of people will get you with the word sublimation files. Just remember, PNG files can be printed. Sorry, there are still gnats in here and I'm swatting them away.
If you download your images if you're not a member and you purchase a file from someone and you download it and it says .png and .svg and you want to use that file on a t-shirt using the DTV, you need the PNG file. Yes. I know that's a lot of letters, but the PNG file can be printed with any means.
Yes.
By any means you can print with
it. The SVG is your vector graphics, which tells your cutting machine what to cut.
Right.
That's that's a vector graphic.
You would use that in a laser cutter, a die cutter. So the SVG is like your cutting file, basically.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll go overhead. This was the very first one that I did. and I'm obsessed. Like, it got these intricate cuts in here. I will say, what I had to do is I had to go back in and lay some of this down. So this material, when you cut it, and it may happen to us today, but we will, if we get there, if it happens, I'll show you guys. So this ends up, the sides sometimes want to curl in on themselves. So that's why it is important that if it does curl in, like, technically speaking, I could have taken this off and I could have not used transfer tape. You don't necessarily have to use transfer tape. Actually, with this one yesterday, Alicia didn't use transfer tape. She just pulled it off, slapped it down there, and covered it and pressed it. So you don't have to. But what the transfer tape does is it helps keep these from curling up, because a lot of times what will happen is you'll lay it down, and then when you go to press, without you knowing, there may be an edge that curls up, and then you press it and it presses in on itself. Mm-hmm. So that's really what the transfer tape is for. Now, this is another one that I did, and I'm going to show you guys this. This is another, kind of like another don't. This is part of our wash test.
Jill is asking about, or Jill mentioned the Heat Transfer Warehouse has packs of 50 DTV in stock. Yesterday, me and Courtney were looking through the different places that have it. That is a good place to buy if you want a huge bulk. US Cutter was a little bit cheaper. They went between $1.70, depending on the amount you get. They go from $1.70 a sheet to $2.40. So $1.70 is pretty cheap, because even in general, they're $2.70 a sheet.
Yeah.
Generally.
So, Tammy, not a stupid question. There are no stupid questions in this area. This area is a learning area. We are here together. Right. There are no stupid questions. So she asked, what is the difference between this and printable vinyl? I'm just going to use this, and I'm going to use this printable vinyl that we have. So first of all, here is, we'll go back overhead. Printable vinyl DTV. And I'm going to show you this because it did come up, and we're going to try to press this back down and see if it works. I'm going to hold this up and tell me if we're good, Sadie. Do you guys see how thin that is? Like, how thin? Like, you can see the shadow of my finger behind that white. Like, when I say this is paper, less than paper thin, this is like tissue paper thin. That is the, that would be the equivalent, wouldn't you think?
Probably the closest thing.
The closest thing would be tissue paper thin.
Yeah.
So, and you all saw the stretch, how this stretches. Like, look at this.
You can hear it.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah. Love it.
Yeah.
So, and this is the vinyl. I mean, you can hear a difference.
Feel. Yeah, you can even kind of see the texture of the printable HTV compared to the other one.
Yeah. We have a Canon inkjet printer. That was what somebody asked.
I'll link the printer that we actually use below. It's the Canon 9500.
It's the 9000 series.
Yeah.
But yes, Paul also made a good question. Heat the garment for a few seconds before you lay it down.
Yeah.
It's always good to pre-press your garment. It will sometimes adhere to it if you're working with that, but I still recommend, I'm the type of person, I like stuff that has an intricate cut. Like, I like smaller things. So using that heat transfer tape, it just helps me get it down smooth.
Yeah.
So it's either, I mean, it's whatever you feel comfortable doing. Now, back to this one. Once again, I was trying to literally put this through the test. Like, I was trying my best. I hand washed this one. And when I say I hand washed it, first of all, can we appreciate, let's go to number one. Can we appreciate my my testing flour sack dish
You
towel?
all have to see, we have t-shirts in there that have so many different mediums on them, like DTF and screen print and like everything. We have a pair of jeans that are like Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants because we bleached them and stained them.
Yeah, because this is the DTF. This was the first time I truly ever got the DTF right. This was the very first time we did the DTF, and it was terrible. It was absolutely ridiculous. So we'll go back overhead. I put this through the wash test. So normally when you wash, you're gonna wanna wash this DTV on a gentle cycle, okay? So you know when you have your garment in the washing machine, it just kind of moves it back and forth and gets that in there. When I say I took this towel with my nails and I went like this for 5 minutes, I was as hard as I could back and forth. So here's where we got. As you can see, and I'll try to get it where you can see them side by side. I don't know if you can. Can they see them side by side? One's upside down and one's right side. So this one, if you can see a little bit around it, this black did, I think, get on our cotton towel. This one was a little worse. Like I said, guys, for the way that I was scrubbing this, I'm impressed.
Yeah,
when I
really.
say I went like this and rubbed as hard as I could, that's what I did. Knowing that the washer's not going to do this. Your washer will not scrub it like I scrubbed it.
But if you hand wash it, you might be scrubbing it that hard, you know, or maybe not that aggressive, but like you're going to be still scrubbing the shirt together if you're washing it.
But this one was one that we let sit for 3 days, washed it. I even took a heat gun to this, guys. Like heat gun on high setting right on top of it. It did not move. Look at this. Like I am so impressed. And look at that.
It looks really good.
I mean, like I said, the only thing is if you're using dark colors on a white shirt, you're going to want to make sure that you wash it by itself on the gentle cycle first. Please make sure, because I don't think that it would happen to anything else in the washer. This was just me using a bunch of soap and scrubbing as hard as I could because, like I said, we were trying our best to put it through the wringer.
Yeah.
So I think this wash test passes.
That's a pass.
That's
for
a
me.
pass.
Yeah.
That's a good pass.
We're having a little bit of conversation about sublimation costs versus DTV costs, and I'll say that sublimation is probably more expensive because you have to get a heat press and you've got to get a sublimation ink and you've got to get a sublimation printer.
So I think if we're talking about the cost breakdown, sublimation, DTV, you really need to ask yourself, sublimation, first of all, is going to be more expensive of a startup.
Yeah.
We know this.
Immediately. Yeah.
Immediately more expensive startup. However, you have to ask yourself, are shirts or fabrics the only thing you're going to be working with? Because the Siser DTV is specifically rated to use on fabrics. Whereas sublimation, you have all the other things that you can do with it. So you have to ask yourself, do you want to do sublimation tumblers or do you want to do any other thing? If I were doing t-shirts, if I was strictly doing t-shirts, I personally would probably stick with the DTV. And the reason being is because sublimation you can only do on light.
Unless you're planning on bleaching your shirts.
Unless the bleached look is the it thing for your area and everybody's eating the bleached shirts up, that would be great. But DTV I think is a really good alternative because you can do it on dark colors. You can do it on any color you want.
Yeah.
Whereas sublimation kind of limits you. You either have to do a heathered shirt, you have to do a specific blend, a high poly blend or 100% poly shirt. So I mean,
it limits you if you're a t-shirt textiles person.
Yes.
But now if you're wanting to do t-shirts, sublimation is great for that as long as you're going to be doing it on white. Or if you want to do tumblers, sublimation is great for that. Like you can't do this you can't use DTV on tumblers. Like you can't do that. That's not what it's made for.
No. So. And then like for example, we have a fuzzy blanket out there that we sublimated a name on. That's so cute. I don't think the DTV would be great on that.
It wouldn't be as nice feeling. No. Yeah,
so, exactly. I mean, it really depends on which one that, you have to ask yourself this question, lots of questions before you get started. Or do you plan on doing more than shirts, or are you strictly just a shirt person?
Yeah, and we've got lots of videos where we're covering sublimation, like the perks and things that you do with sublimation. If you guys are more curious about that, I see a lot of conversation about sublimation. We have tons of sublimation videos. We even have a course.
Yeah.
But we did compare the cost of DTV to printable vinyl, and DTV was actually cheaper than printable vinyl.
Really?
Just a little bit. Just like, I think it was
bit.
20 cents. A 20 cents difference, which surprised me because DTV is brand new and it's so good.
So Michelle said, I already have all of my sublimation equipment and supplies. I would have to get another printer and supplies for DTV. Yes, if you already have a sublimation printer set up, the DTV is inkjet specific. So you would have to get an inkjet printer and everything else. And we also, April asked, what's the powder technique over sublimation ink? We did a live and an organic video over that. That is what we did, the DTF, which leads me into, if you've been around, you've watched kind of our videos, if you have a sublimation printer and you do want more of a, like this, for example, this shirt, let's go overhead. This was the wash test. This is the direct to film DTF powder that we did over the sublimation ink. And y'all, that wash test is superb.
I mean, that looks good.
Yeah,
That is
except for that
high
stain
quality.
on it.
Well, and
That
we
stain
kind
is-
of over sublimated it a little bit because remember we applied more heat to it.
Actually, what happened here, it looked a lot better when I first, like when my son wore this for his birthday, it looked phenomenal.
Yeah.
But we had people asking, what happens if you put parchment paper over it? Because it was very shiny. So we put the parchment paper over it and reheated it. So that's why it's kind of got a little bit of a faded look. That's not from the wash.
It looks really good though still.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
still
I
looks
love
good.
that.
So, let's go ahead, since we've kind of gone over that. Alicia, if you don't care to just keep an eye on the comments.
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and we're going to, if I can get my computer to come on.
April's asking how long is the DTF supposed to last, which they'd say 20 to 25 washes, right?
No, not DTV, DTF.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's a lot of letters. You guys.
I don't think this DTF is coming off this shirt. I mean, it's not, period.
I don't know how many it is, but like if y'all could feel the powder shirt,
Yeah.
the DTF shirt, I mean, I don't even know.
I mean, it's one of those things that from here on out, when I personally make myself shirts, unless I want something on a dark color, I'm DTF all the way.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Me too.
That's me. So
Yeah, me too. I'm the same way. Blessed Bolding Bunch, we saw your llama cake topper request in our customer service questions this morning. Oh my goodness. We're going to have to see what we can do for you because you're committed.
So this is from yesterday. Let's just go to new. We'll replace this. We don't need Asher's name, do we?
No, I don't need any of that. You can just erase everything.
Okay. So we are actually going to hop over here in Design Space. I'm going to go to, this should already be on there. Do you remember what this is called?
Boho Floral.
So we're just going to upload. We're going to come over here.
Oh, look, it's right there, Lauren.
Boom. It's right there.
Yep.
Okay, so this is literally all you have to do. Add whatever you're doing to your canvas. We're going to size it down. Let's see.
Sue says,
Keep on a sizing.
Sue's doing all sublimation. She's like, I went from vinyl and now all I do is sublimation. She's hooked on it. It is an addiction.
It really is.
Even this stuff, like playing around with this stuff is addicting.
So I'm going to measure my little flag that I'm putting this on, and we're working with 8 by 5. I think that's probably about what you did.
Yeah, it was pretty big. Now, you might be limited by Design Space because it's a print and cut. But
No, that should be fun. Well, so was this.
I
This
know.
one was. Anyway, we're going to go ahead. This is literally all you have to do. Size your image. It is already a print and cut image, so we don't have to flatten it. It's already flattened for us. But we are going to hit Make It. And then I'm going to continue. We are going to send to printer. I'm going to use print system dialog. This one, because I am cutting so close, I'm just going to leave the bleed on for this one. And then I'm going to change my printer. We are using the Canon TS9500 series. And then for those that have been around, we're going to print. Oh my goodness, this gnat is about to go in my mouth.
They're on by my face too.
Okay, we're gonna pull this behind, but before I do anything else, Beth asked the comment, I missed the difference between DTF and DTV. Are we at one? Okay, DTF, direct to film. That is where you have to use sublimation ink. You mirror your image just like you would with sublimation. Direct to film, it prints onto a film. You use a powder coating and you cover that ink with that powder coating. And then you have to cook your ink, flip it over, press it onto your shirt, and this is how you can sublimate on 100% cotton. So you're not limited to polyester shirts. You can actually sublimate on 100% cotton with the DTF powder, okay? DTV is the Siser's new brand of a type of printable vinyl, so it's direct to vinyl printing, and it is supposed to be, it is, I guess I would say, I like it. If I had to pick between printable vinyl or DTV, I would be DTV.
Me too.
All the way.
I agree.
So it is like supposed to be the thinnest, stretchiest, best printable vinyl that you can get out there right now.
And it's inkjet. It is not sublimation.
It is inkjet. DTV, inkjet. DTF, sublimation.
Correct, Amundo.
If you don't care to write that in the comments for everyone so we don't get confused. DTF, sublimation ink. DTV, inkjet printer. We're bringing you guys both of the, well, we're not really going to talk about DTF anymore because we don't want to get you guys confused.
Yeah, we really should. And honestly, if you guys are not in the sublimation world and you're just wanting to have a new thing to do your t-shirts and stuff, this Siser EasyColor DTV is amazing because you just need an inkjet printer. You don't need sublimation printer and stuff like that.
Good. Good to go.
Yep.
There you go. So if we had a question, can you use printable vinyl and DTV, either of those, on a backpack? As long as it is a canvas type material, then yeah.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Okay, so back to our share screen. Once we have our print dialog pulled up, we are going to auto select from the rear tray. This is going to be a personal preference. If your printer has a rear tray, I think that I think it works best for this. We're going to turn our print settings up to best, and then we are going to print that. And we are going to pray that this works because this is the only sheet of DTV we have left.
Did you send it to the printer?
I did send it to the printer.
I'm going to go check.
So Alicia's going to go run and grab that for us. And while she does that, I'm going to turn on our mini press, our Cricut heat press. So this is one, if you don't have a heat press, you don't have to have a heat press for this. You can use your Cricut press, which is what we're going to be doing today. Now the heat settings for this are very specific, okay? So we are going to turn this on 310 degrees. 310. Let's turn this up, turn it down. 310. Did it print?
It's printing.
Okay, it is printing now.
It's gorgeous.
Did it cut? If you all, while you're out there, if you want to grab the I Smell Children, it's on my desk.
I was like, the what?
The I Smell Children thing that I printed last week. I smell children. Okay, so what she's fixing to grab for you guys, we will talk about this as it cuts.
We should talk about how this feels. It's very unique feeling.
Yes, yes. It's a very, very unique feeling. We'll move this out of the way. Is DTV only for cotton? No. DTV can be used on tri-blends, cotton poly blends, polyester, all of those.
All the above.
All of the above. So now we're going to place this on our mat. Someone asked, I thought you had to go up a little higher with the EasyPress. These mats are going to be
They're so bad, you guys.
Not that I know of. I've always only pressed at 310. All the ones that I've done, I've pressed at 310.
Yeah.
So now we are going to, I have a mess on my table. We're going to select, here we go, select our maker.
Michelle says already geared up for Halloween, I see. Well, we are.
I'm going to have to cancel and go back. At least I didn't make her 3.
There we go.
Okay, I didn't move it. Thank you, Jesus. Already printed. We're connecting to here. Okay.
The mat is brand new.
The mat is brand new. The mat is brand new. Yes, ma'am.
I found a few of them brand new. I was like, let's use that today.
So we're going to print this on the printable vinyl setting. Not printed with a K. We're going to do it on the light. So printable iron-on light. And then we are going to send this to our printer. I'm going to move my cup so that it doesn't knock it off. And then we are going to cut this. And
once that heats up, we should see if we can repress that on the t-shirt.
It just heated, so let's move it right here. And we'll go ahead and try.
Let's see.
Press play here. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and see if we can repress this just in case. Do we have any butcher paper in here that I can just kind of lay over top of it?
No, but we have copy paper. No, I don't trust.
I don't trust.
I don't trust it.
Oh, it's right here in front of my feet.
Just kidding. I was thinking we had 2 rolls floating around here for a moment.
Okay, so we're gonna try to repress this and see if it works. So you're gonna hold about medium pressure on here for, if you have a heat press, I think it's 15 seconds. With this, I'm going to do 30 seconds. Although I've already started we're just gonna go with it.
Someone was asking how you take off the border line. Whenever it print and cuts, it cuts around the image, like precisely around the image. So you're actually going to weed off that border. You're not even going to be able to see it.
Look at there.
Is it back on?
It's back on.
Shut
like
the front
nothing
door.
ever happened.
Oh.
It's back on.
See, I love when we find stuff out like that.
Boom.
So if you accidentally washed it, if you've already got it and you washed it early,
Yep.
or you can just put it back on
It just
there.
goes right back on.
So you have, what was your heat setting?
310 for 30 seconds.
Nice. I
310
love
for
it.
30.
I'm obsessed with that file too. That's one of our files
I am
from last
too.
month, and it is so pretty on that shirt.
Okay, so we're gonna go overhead, and I'm gonna make sure this one actually did really well, not curling. So what we're gonna do now is we're just gonna weed this out. Like, can I just are y'all just seeing this? I don't what would you compare that feel to? And here's what I was talking about, curling up here on this edge.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about, curling up on the edge.
A lot of people were saying how you heated the shirt first, or the fabric first, and then laid it down. They say that helps the image to lay down whenever you put it on there.
Yeah.
But sometimes like that intricate fall wreath that you did,
Yeah.
there's a lot of little curly edges, and I think that makes it really hard to even get it onto the shirt off of the transfer.
there was no way I would have been able to gotten it off the shirt.
Right.
Or gotten it off of here.
The paper without the transfer tape. Right.
So we're just gonna go ahead and use this transfer tape since I know a lot of us don't have the Siser TTD, just to show you guys that it still works. So I'm just going to, we have our very special little sticker that says this is HTV transfer tape, keep me labeled. So we're gonna keep this label.
It looks like the other transfer tape.
It does.
I don't like, I want it to get confused.
So we're just gonna cut us a piece off of here. Probably gonna cut, this is probably way too big of a piece, but it's okay.
We used a Canon inkjet printer, Lori, and I linked it below for you all if you're wanting to get the exact printer. It's actually not, I mean, it's a nice higher end printer, but it's not like crazy expensive. It's not an Epson Workforce, so it's not wide format, but it's
yeah,
it's like a good standard printer, and we use it every day, like multiple times a day.
Yeah.
And it works so good.
Okay, so what we are doing is we are going to, so DTV stands for direct to vinyl printing. I'm just going to add this transfer tape, and as you can see, it still likes to curl underneath the transfer tape.
Yeah, Lorraine was saying when it curls, just hover the heat over it and it'll flatten it out. How cool is that? Denise was asking, could you print a pattern as a background and then design a Fraser name and cut that out to transfer onto a shirt? You totally could do that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And you could cut it out, like cut out with the background image as well. Like you could make it one whole image.
Okay.
You don't have to mirror it, Lisa. You
do not mirror it.
You just straight up print it.
We are going to, I'm gonna lay this to the side and I'm gonna pre-press this for just a few seconds.
Kristen, we have not used the leftover HTV carrier sheet, but I'll say that's a good idea.
Listen, I used this one right here, the I Smell Children. You can see I've got all of the different registration box around it. What I did was I printed it the first time up in like the top right corner, and then I went to print again, moved it down here, moved it down to the bottom, turned it sideways, and then just cut out this top right corner, pushed it up to the top right corner when I went to cut it, and then cut it that way so I could cut it multiple times, if that makes sense to anybody.
April asked if you used Best when you printed. I don't know if you did, but we normally do.
I did use Best.
Okay, yeah.
Best I did use Best, but this file, period, is a little bit, I don't want to say off, but you can kind of see it here and there. But yes, I did use Best when I printed. So I pre-pressed this for 15 seconds or so at the 310, and then I'm just going to press this with medium pressure for, I think I'm going to do 20 seconds because I feel like 30 on that one might have been a little much, but I'm going to pull it up at 20. So we're going to press it for medium pressure at 20 seconds.
And you preheated the canvas banner.
Yes, I preheated the canvas banner, pressing it for 20 seconds. Siobhan asked, I missed out on the cutting. How does it do with intricate cuts? So Siobhan, the last time that I did an intricate cut, it was not the greatest. I didn't feel like it was the greatest. Let me get back to you real quick. Okay, are we overhead? You need to do this on a warm peel.
Ooh,
and there you go.
She's pretty.
And we'll show you the difference. This is DTV.
I'm replacing that on my desk now.
This is printable vinyl. There you go.
I'm waiting for it to go overhead on my screen so I can
One of the things is this one, I will say the colors when you print it on printable vinyl will sometimes come out a little different. And I've seen that on multiple people's videos, is that the printable vinyl, the colors will be a little different. But y'all, look at that.
The DTV is inkjet. Someone said it looks like it skips spots in those tight areas. That's just the art, like that's just the look of that file, if that makes sense. Like that's how the artist did it. So
yeah, this art,
it's just the way it looks like.
That's what it looks like.
It looks so pretty.
I know.
I love that.
I know.
Somebody
asked if it could be layered.
I would like to try it. We can try a warm peel.
I'm afraid to layer it on this though.
No, layer it on the t-shirt.
Let's layer it on the t-shirt.
Because I'm hanging that one on my desk after we get out of this live.
Okay. We're going to try to layer, since we obviously we can't use this t-shirt. We will do the I Smell Children, and I'm just going to hand cut this out.
Susan says, I don't understand how this will wash okay if it's inkjet. Well, we washed that t-shirt that you're seeing on the screen right now.
This one was washed.
Has been washed. So, and also we did the I Smell Children dish towel. If you missed the beginning of it, you can go back and see. We washed that by hand, and it actually did pretty good too. So
we're just going to put it right here in the smack middle. We're going to press 310, medium heat. I just did that right on top of that other one. Hold on, let's try this one more time. Let's do this.
What a beautiful shirt you're making, Lauren.
I know, it's gonna be totes adorbs.
The colors are very beautiful together.
We're gonna do this so that it doesn't completely melt back. Okay. 20 seconds.
So funny. Sue said, I have a lot of cotton t-shirts. I want to try to get this vinyl and try it out. I have a craft show coming up and I want to print on vinyl. I'm excited. I will get me some now. Get it, Sue. Get it while it's hot. It is selling out everywhere. And I'll say US Cutter shipped my order and I just placed that order.
Already?
Yeah, I just placed it before the live. So they're already shipping out I got some of the TT.
Okay. Oh, wait. Of course
we didn't weed off the back.
I didn't weed the back off. Can I just say, please forgive me.
Lauren, you're doing a good job considering. Yesterday, Lauren was like, we have a couch in the studio, and Lauren was ill. She was laying on the couch. Her ears were messed up. She couldn't hear us.
They're still messed up.
She's like, I can see your mouth moving.
Yeah.
But I don't know what
But I don't know what you're saying. I see that your mouth is moving, but I have no clue what you're saying. Okay, let's try this again with a different one. And let's actually weed the back off of it this time.
Someone else said, how does it not wash out or bleed if it's just inkjet ink? Y'all, I don't know.
I don't know.
I am not a scientist. Now, we will play around in here and do some weird stuff, but like, I don't know why it works, but it does work.
You know, I would love to pick the brains of the people at Siser.
Yeah, we need to be getting in with whoever comes up with this stuff. We would be good employees there. We would do a good job. Because we're always testing stuff out like that.
Yep.
We'll test all your products, Siser.
Okay, try it again. Try it again. Right, we're doing this again. We actually weeded the back this time. Let's try this again.
Everyone's putting laughing emojis.
Yeah.
So funny. Someone says, I've seen it layered with puff.
Oh.
We ordered puff additive for screen printing ink and glow in the dark, didn't you?
Or glitter. Glitter for screen print.
Our order burst.
Puff.
Our order burst in the shipping process.
Which Michael's was great. They were phenomenal.
Oh, they were really nice.
Also, can I just say the amount of times that I have pressed this on the bottom and it still looks good?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay.
Beautiful.
There you go.
What's it feel like? Can I touch it?
It feels like nothing. It doesn't feel layered
like you
at
can't
all.
feel the layer?
I can't feel the layers. That's hot. That's very hot. I can't feel the layers here.
Let me feel. I'm curious. It looks good. It looks seamless.
So what I was getting at, who was it that asked me about the intricate cuts? Give me a second and I'll think. Anyway, I can't remember your name, but you asked me about the intricate cuts. So I was having issues with the intricate cuts with the DTV. And we'll go overhead. This is what all of this testing is because I was having, which this bleed is on, so the cuts are a lot more intricate. And here is what it should have looked like after it was cut. So you can see the bleed is on. These are very small cuts. Over here to the side, can they see now? Okay, so these are small cuts. What I did, Siobhan, that's who it was. What I did is I went ahead, before I cut this, I added the heat transfer vinyl to the top, and you have your registration box. I cut it with medium cardstock settings with more pressure. So what ends up happening is this layer of the heat transfer tape stays on, and you can weed everything out, and those intricate cuts come out so perfect.
Well, because they're stuck down.
They're stuck down.
They can't go anywhere.
They can't go anywhere. So, and it doesn't curl up, it doesn't do anything. Then what you can do, come over with a second layer of the heat transfer tape, pick it up off the backing, and then lay it down. Actually, let's go over to Design Space. Let me see if I can recreate this. I'm not gonna be able to print it, but I'm gonna try to recreate it, and I'm gonna see if I can cut it for you all live so you see what I'm talking about. So let's go back here. We're going to just delete this out because I don't need this again. We're gonna go to Upload, View All. Where's the I Smell Children?
Elizabeth Taylor said the heat from pressing cures and seals the ink in. That would make a lot of sense. Thank you. That makes sense for why the inkjet stuff doesn't leak. Why it doesn't bleed or like come off in the washer.
Okay, where is it at?
I just wanted to let y'all know that that I'll Smell Children is coming out next month. If you're a member, you're going to have access to that file along with some other Hocus Pocus files.
It should be literally right here.
Oh, is it the I Smell Children one?
Yeah, where's it at? I don't see it.
Did you do it within another project maybe?
Let me go to the projects.
Or is it in uploads rather than projects?
Watch this not. Let's go back to upload. View all. I'm not seeing it at all.
You can see one of those Hocus Pocus files. Oh, there it is.
There it is. Oh, found it. Okay.
I love that.
You know what? I don't know what size I have it though.
She's just little.
Darn. I really don't know though. Let me go to my projects and see if it's here. I just want to show you guys how this can cut.
Yeah. So Lisa said, so you have to have transfer tape for this. No, you do not have to.
You don't.
You don't have to. Now, if you're doing an intricate cut, that is our little hack that helps. But a couple other people said that they hovered their heat press over it and it lays it back down. So that's a little hack that you could do. Everyone's freaking out about Hocus Pocus.
I know. Okay, so y'all, I'm not seeing, I guess I could try to measure it. Let me try to measure it.
Sin wanted everyone to know that the Hocus Pocus files are for personal use only. They're not covered by the commercial license.
Right.
They're still cute and gorgeous, and I'm putting one on a sweatshirt today. They're so cute. I'm going to do the DTF, I think, though.
Okay, so it is smaller than that. We're going to do 3, and then we're going to do an offset of that's way too much. We're going to do, I normally like to do like a 0.1.
Yeah, we do baby offset.
We do baby offsets.
We just
or
want it
0.8.
to pop, you know what I mean?
I think I might have done 0.08. Let's double check on this. Smell Children. No, this, I did even smaller than that. I bet I did 0.5, 0.05.
So what are
I bet right there is what I did.
Oh, are you trying to cut it?
What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to show you guys how you can cut it, do intricate cuts, and get it to go like cut through and do the double layer of the heat transfer.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to try it. And then we're going to flatten this. And then we're going to, honestly, that looks perfect. We're going to go to make it. We're going to already print it. And if this don't work, guys, you all know why. It's because I had pre-printed this a long time ago. Or I say a long time ago on Friday. So what I'm doing now, what are people saying?
Well, I'm snagging the link for the DTF video because people keep asking questions and I want you guys to see that. But we're not going to keep talking about it on this live because it's confusing because the letters are so similar.
It is very confusing and I don't want to get people confused. So yes, please. I'm
going to give it the link to Sadie so she can plug it in there for you guys.
If we can plug in that DTF so we don't get confused with DTV and DTF.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay, Gail, yes, I said Hocus Pocus in September release. We're very excited. They're so, so cute. And if y'all are not members, we are running a special right now, $9.99 for our monthly membership for the first month. You're going to get access to all of those files for $9.99. And we put out 1,000 files a month. So like if you sign up before, I think the last day to do the half off is next Wednesday, August 31st. So if you're like on the fence, it's time to just like commit. Like, let's do it.
What are you waiting for?
Make it happen. And the Hocus Pocus files alone are cute, like cute enough.
Okay.
I would be like, sign me up.
Okay. Now, once again, please don't shoot me if this doesn't cut perfectly. I just really wanted to show you guys how you can do the intricate cuts. So we're gonna load this into our maker. Real quick, let's go overhead. I already have a piece of this heat transfer tape on top of this. This is only for intricate cuts. This is when you get intricate cuts. This is not all the time. Some of our fonts have very skinny areas that would be hard for this DTV to, I mean, it would probably cut, but it would curl very easily. So, once again, for intricate cutting on the DTV, this is what I have found works. Add a layer of heat transfer tape before cutting. Now, we're going to put it in our Cricut. We're gonna load it in. Now let's go to our share screen. We are going to search cardstock. I'm going to cut this on medium cardstock, okay? Medium cardstock with more pressure.
I was like, what's that noise?
It's the Cricut. Yes, if you don't have intricate cuts, you don't have to have a Cricut to cut this DTV.
No.
You can use scissors to cut this DTV. You don't have to have a Cricut at all. This is just if you want those precise cuts, you can use the Cricut. So far, the only size, I did see somebody ask if there was a size limit for the DTV. Have you seen anything over 8.5 by 11?
No.
Or do they have it in rolls? Can you buy it in rolls?
Yeah, I want to say that they have 24-inch. Let me check though, because I feel like I saw on 143 vinyl they offer 24-inch, but let me double check because I don't want to tell y'all. And then
now we're cutting. No, this will not cut into the mat.
The sheets are actually 8.4 by 11. And that's all that they offer. But based on Lauren layering that vinyl, if you had a big image and you needed to put 4 together, you could do it seamlessly. I have no doubt. I feel like you could put 4 pieces of paper up to each other to make a large image, or even like 2 sheets of paper or whatever it takes. And if you butt them up close enough, they're gonna look seamless.
Yeah.
So that's an option. And you don't have to use Design Space either. You can use Canva.
Oh, absolutely.
Like if you're wanting to do a bigger image, you could use Canva and just print it onto multiple sheets of paper.
What happened?
Okay. No roll. I think the DTV is only sheet. Yeah, it's only in sheets. It will not cut into the mat. Lauren is doing special settings because she applied the heat transfer tape
over top.
Yes.
And then we are going to, which I'm glad that this heat for transfer tape, I didn't throw it away because you can reuse this multiple times.
So what will you use that for?
So I'll show you guys in a minute.
Okay.
These cuts are not going to be on.
Yeah, Lauren had already printed the image, and then we didn't have it still in Design Space, so
and we
don't
have any more sheets of DTV.
Yeah.
So this is why we're doing it this way.
But you guys will get the idea.
Yeah,
that makes
Lisa,
sense.
you don't have to have a cutter. You can cut this by hand. Like, that's completely up to you. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, this is way off, but it's okay.
It's fine. There's no size limit necessarily to DTF, but the sheets are 8.4 by 11.
Okay,
so.
Let's go overhead. I mean, I feel like for my guessing game that I just did, it's not bad. It's not bad. But see, when you cut it, when you have the transfer tape over top of it, and you cut it with medium cardstock settings, these intricate pieces stay down, and y'all watch. All I have to do is come in here, and I'm gonna weed this out, and that stays down. Like, that's there.
And that's it.
And that's it. And then I'm gonna come, like this part right here wouldn't come up with, but here I'm just gonna grab my pen tool and move that out of the way. And that's, I mean, now what you're gonna do, that's just where it didn't cut. Now what you would do, if you're doing intricate cuts, come in with your second sheet of transfer tape, heat transfer tape. We're gonna lay it down, burnish it down, and then pull that right off of there. And now all you have to do, we'll pull back in our tester towel, since that's not the tester towel, that's the project towel. Pull our tester towel back in. We're gonna give it another good pre-press. It didn't tear the DTV, and it did cut all the way through. Absolutely. This is what I tested so many times on Friday.
It's magic. I love it. I love
Remember, this is still with 2 layers, so I'm still just going to do that 310 for 20 seconds.
I'm gonna we're gonna add the link to the description of this video. If it's not here immediately, it will be there eventually, but it's not letting us put the link in the comments for some reason. So I'm gonna put the link to the DTF video if you guys have questions about direct to film printing. It's gonna be in the description. And then this is actually just pulling up that second layer with it. You can see on here that second layer of heat transfer film or heat transfer tape is on there. Y'all, da 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 da. Da, 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 da. No more X-Acto knives. That was my whole pretense with this, is I didn't want to have to come in here with a true control knife or an X-Acto knife and try to make the cuts that the Cricut did not make. So this is how I have learned to do the intricate cuts with the DTV. I love it. I think that's so awesome. Okay, I'm gonna come back over here. Okay, I've got this shirt, sorry. You're fine. And so we're trying to put it in the description. Okay. Okay. So, do we have any other questions about any of this? Yeah, let's see. Siobhan has been very involved. We love your feedback. No more X-Acto knives. Yeah. Love it. Lots of people are excited about Hocus Pocus. I mean, who wouldn't be? I'm excited. Me and my friends are having a Hocus Pocus 2 release party. I'm still upset that I'm not going to get to be there. It's going to be really fun. We've got a cake. We're having a pajama party. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. I'm making a shirt with some of our files. We're just going to have our own Hocus Pocus party when I get back. I know. I love it. So, does anybody have any questions? Y'all were super involved today in the chat. I love it. Let's see. Can you put tape on after cutting? So, Savannah said that we do put the heat transfer tape on after cutting if it's a larger image. Yeah. With the flag that we did, I'll grab it. That's not the one we did. We did this one today. So with the flag that we did, I technically wouldn't have had to have used heat transfer tape, but it makes me more comfortable. Right. That's going to be a personal preference. But I didn't add if you go back in this video, I didn't have the heat transfer tape over top of this before I cut it, and it cut like butter. Perfect. Mm-hmm. The reason that I added the transfer tape, and I don't want to get you guys confused, the reason I added that transfer tape is because a lot of people have been having issues with the very small cuts with this material tends to curl it. So adding the transfer tape before, cutting it on a medium cardstock setting allows that machine to cut through the transfer tape and the material without cutting through the backing. Mm-hmm. And you are able to pull it all away. It still stays down and does not curl. You can add your second layer of heat transfer tape and press it on the material that you have and pull them both up. Yeah. So we've got a few questions. Marilyn is asking, how is this different from regular print and cut vinyl, such as StarCraft? It's a feel thing. It is. And it's like the quality, the texture, mm-hmm. which if you go back, I don't know that our printable HTV that we used in the comparison, like you can see, well, this is not that cute anymore, but This is printable HTV here.
This was we tried to layer.
This is printable HTV. This is the other one. I mean, I know that there's this gigantic I Smell Children on top of it, but like you can see an obvious difference.
Oh, obvious difference.
And it feels different.
The layered doesn't feel like it's layered at all.
Yeah, it's different. If you get the DTV, you'll totally get what we're saying. But that's why we wanted to show you all.
Yeah.
And I'll also say the DTV is cheaper right now.
For right now.
So go ahead and get it while you can.
Sue said, can it adhere onto polyester canopy tents? We've not tried that, but if your polyester canopy tent can withstand a heat of 310 degrees directly onto it. I know some canopy tents, I could see the plastic melting. It would be more of a plastic thing.
Yes, I would be careful about that.
That's the only thing, is checking to see the heat temperature before that material that your tent is made out of melts.
Yeah.
So that's all I can think of as far as that. You can buy the DTV, the printable, the Siser DTV. You can get it at US Cutter 143. It is not in stock currently, but they will be. We did get in contact with them today, and they will be restocking that very, very soon. And I think the other place you found it was
Heat Transfer Warehouse.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, and US Cutter.
Yeah, I said US Cutter, the first one.
Oh, okay, okay. Sorry, I was reading the comments.
That's okay.
You can scroll down to the bottom.
Okay.
Okay. Lots of people are ordering theirs now.
Listen, I'm obsessed with it, but one thing I will say, we're going to go back to our don'ts that we talked about at the top of our show. Mm-hmm. Do not wash before the 24-hour period, because if you all remember, ours came off the top. You can pre-press it back, you can repress it back down.
Yeah.
But just go ahead and let that sit. Number 2, especially if you are doing dark colors on a light material, make sure you put your washing machine on a gentle wash.
Yes.
Once again, the towel that we literally scrubbed as hard as we could I'd say I scrubbed for a good 4 or 5 minutes.
Oh yeah.
The colors did transfer just a little bit, but not enough that it's going to make a difference. But I would wash your garment by itself on a gentle cycle. Wash test, chef's kiss.
Yeah,
love it.
So good. And also turn it inside out. I don't know if you said that.
Yes, turn it inside out to wash it for the first time, and you won't have a problem. Inside out, gentle wash. You can dry on a normal setting.
A lot of people are asking if it needs to be pre-washed before you apply it, and usually people recommend pre-washing anything that you apply to. But we didn't pre-wash this, and then we put it on here and then washed it and dried it, and it was fine.
So I mean, I guess that's going to be do you plan on wearing it? If you plan on wearing it and you don't like wearing brand new shirts, you want to pre-wash your shirt. The only thing that I would suggest, it's probably best to not use a fabric softener.
Yes, it actually specifically said that, didn't it?
Yeah. I think don't use a fabric softener with this. That's kind of an oily substance, and there is a chance of it not adhering.
Yeah.
So especially if you are pre-washing, don't use a fabric softener.
Yes. Sin found it on Amazon in Canada, $35 for 5 sheets. Whoa, Canada, calm down.
Yeah.
Sin, we'll have to put you a little package together and ship it on over.
I know.
It's crazy.
We did dry it in the dryer, normal dry settings.
Yeah.
Didn't have a problem. The tea towel, because we don't have a dryer here yet. We're trying to be on Tanner to get us a washer and dryer. Wink, wink, Tanner Bell. We need a washer and dryer here at the office. I actually just dried it with a heat gun, which a heat gun, I got
hot.
pretty hot. I don't know, I wouldn't say a lot hotter, but it
gets up to 700 degrees at the lowest setting.
There you go.
I know
it's
that
hot.
from citrus strips. I know that.
It's hot.
It's very hot.
So, and it didn't change it at all.
Yeah. Someone's asking if we use Teflon to make it shiny. I don't prefer shiny, but if you want to try that, you can. I like it. I like it. The more matte, in my opinion, the more I like it. But if you want to do the Teflon, you can try. I don't know.
We've not tried it.
Yeah, I don't know how that would work with this specific item.
Press-wise, if you are using a Cricut press, I did this at 310 for 15 to 20 seconds. If you're doing a heat press, With the heat press, I did 310 for 10 seconds. Because I just feel like the heat press, there was a lot more pressure. I wasn't applying as much pressure with the Cricut press, so I did it for 5 to 10 seconds longer, and we've not had an issue.
Yeah. So this one was washed and dried. I know we said at the beginning.
Yeah,
this was washed and dried through a washer. This was washed and dried through a washer, and and this fell off. But we washed it before the 24-hour time period. But normally, Lauren explained all of that. If you missed it, you can go back, and she told you exactly how we washed it.
Yep.
But it should be perfectly fine.
Once again, if you are not a member and you loved all the files that we had today, or you love our content and you want to get those files, get the education and the motivation and the inspiration that we bring you all here in the crafting community, we would love to have you. We are offering those who are not a member. If you want to join the monthly tier to kind of see what we're about, you can do that at half price right now, $9.99, and then it will be $19.99 for the months thereafter, and you can cancel if you decide it's not for you, but we would still love to have you in our community. If we don't have any more questions, we will see you guys tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Pumpkin
Spice Day.
It's Pumpkin Spice Day. Yeah. So, can you tell we love pumpkin spice?
I should have brought it in here, y'all. It is so cute.
Do you want me to go get it?
Yeah, go get it real quick. This is probably one of my favorite, like, little craft project. Not little craft. This is a very in-depth craft project that we put together, but Starbucks releases their pumpkin spice tomorrow. So we thought, you know what? Let's seize the opportunity. Let's make a pumpkin spice craft. And sure enough, Lauren came through.
And I'm pretty sure Tanner has a special surprise for people tomorrow, too.
Yeah, you guys, y'all. This is like...
Do we go overhead? Let's
go overhead so you guys can see it. It is adorable. It's adorable.
Y'all ready for this?
I mean, that is...
What?
I hope it's translating in the video as beautiful as it is in real life, because it's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous, girls.
Gorgeous, gorgeous girls.
I love it.
Is it up there yet?
Yeah, well, no, I have an ad, okay? I've got an ad popped up. Can you guys see it? If you love pumpkin spice, leave a pumpkin emoji.
Yeah, leave us a pumpkin emoji if you love pumpkin spice.
And make sure you go watch the live tomorrow. It'll be at 12 o'clock tomorrow. Yeah. We're having a little special surprise for you guys, and it's going to be super exciting.
So, can I address, Siobhan made the comment, you have been so helpful, more so than any other DTV so far. Thank you. That literally means the world to both Alicia and I, because we try our best to bring you all as much research-based content, the best that we have found. So yeah, that means a lot to us.
We really do genuinely put like a lot of effort into things.
So much effort. Honestly, and worry a lot more than we probably should.
Yeah, honestly, Courtney's like, don't be so detailed. Like, just, it's okay.
Just do it.
And because we're like, we need to know everything. Like, tell me everything. So, oh, look at all the pumpkin emojis. I love it. I love it. Okay.
I'm obsessed. So basically, we're going to be teaching you all how to make the glitter tumblers. We're going to be layering HTV onto permanent vinyl. We're going to be making these decorative tops. Now this was the first one, so I won't tell you much about it, but we're going to make the tops, they're going to be removable.
Yeah.
So
all right.
Yay.
Well, we will see you guys tomorrow, and thank you for coming today. This was so fun.
I know.
This was a good time. All right. See